Hi, this is Sanjay. Let me introduce myself. I have total 9 years of experience working in Oracle SOA, OSP, integration technologies, Oracle Integration Cloud, MuleSoft. My whole experience is in integration, and from last 5 years, I'm providing trainings on different courses. OIC is one of them. So may I also know your introduction that will help me in understand your background and accordingly I can just go through that demo.
Okay, hey, this is Dadapir, having 16 years industry experience. I was looking for Oracle integration or infrastructure cloud software platform. Just get a overview of how the things flow in Oracle. We are evaluating certain cloud platforms for products, so hence I'm here.
Okay. Okay. Just to clarify, OCI is Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, and this
Hmm.
is Oracle Integration Cloud. Okay, so this
Okay.
is more over the integration part where we will understand the different components and then what are the capabilities of Oracle Integration Cloud in terms of the integration components. Okay, so yeah,
This
thanks for
is okay. Yeah, go ahead.
please tell me.
Yeah, go ahead. That's fine.
Sure. Thanks for sharing the details. I will just go through this. Let's take a brief demo and then based on that you can explain what are the expectations you have with the course. Okay, so I'm going to cover this under the agenda. What is integration, OIC architecture, OIC capabilities, OIC components, monitoring, and then what are the practice labs we will cover in the whole training session and the question answer if you have something. Okay. So let's begin with what is integration. If I will talk about in a very simple term, integration means which allows you to understand different systems to each other. Okay, this in a layman language, if you want to move the data or if you want to pass yourself from one place to another place, you need a communication in between which will allow you to move from here to there, right? Similarly, in an organization where you have multiple systems available, like you can have SAP, Oracle, you can have SAP, Oracle, ERP both, and now your organization wants to communicate data in between both the systems. How you will do that? You will require an agent in between or a middleware in between. So integration is the part which allow you to do that. Okay. Using the integration that understands your SAP terminology as well as your Oracle terminology also, and that interchangeably converts the language of each other so that they both can understand each other. So this is a simple picture of integration, how you can integrate different ERPs, databases or systems to each other. Nowadays, with the use of more cloud and mobile applications, the demand of integration is keep on rising because the different systems are keep on rising. So we need integrations. So in market, we have a lot of technologies available for integration, SOA, OSB, Dalboomi, MuleSoft, OIC. But Oracle Integration Cloud stands all top of them. The reason being it has an inbuilt capability of providing the inbuilt adapters where you will just do a configuration and based on the configuration you will able to connect to those systems. So this provides you to connect to cloud systems as well as on-premise systems. Okay. So let me first tell you what are the offerings OIC is providing. So this is an overall architecture of OIC. It's a cloud-based integration. Okay. When we say cloud-based integration, this is moreover provide you to integrate different applications on the cloud, but it also provides you the capability to connect to on-premise systems. So with the use of OIC, you can integrate your data cloud to cloud, cloud to on-premise or on-premise to on-premise. So this is basically a hybrid integration model which nowadays is quite popular that supports it. Second, gives you a PaaS offering from integrations. So PaaS stands for Platform as a Service. Okay, what PaaS offerings from OIC is basically it gives you a different components where you just need to create instances of those platforms, and those platforms are rightly ready for you to directly use it. For example, it provides a different components, integrations, okay, then process builder, then visual builder. So along with this, what you need to do is you just need to go to on the cloud infrastructure page, create an instance of those components or those platforms, and those are rightly available for you to use software as a service. Okay. This is an high level architecture of OIC. As I explained, this will allow you to connect to any of your on-premise systems with the use of agents. Okay. It also allows you to do connectivity to Oracle Cloud. Now, in Oracle Cloud, you can have different things like Oracle ERP Cloud. You can have Salesforce. For example, you want to do connection from Salesforce to Oracle ERP Cloud. The OIC gives you the inbuilt adapters or connection where you do the configuration of both the systems and just create your integration. So that will help. Okay. Apart from this, so these are mainly the Oracle systems which are highlighted here. Here you have third party, like I talked about the Salesforce. Here you can have on-premise. So on-premise you can have Oracle database, or you can have SAP, ERP, or any system you want to connect. OIC will help you in that. Okay. Now let's see what are the different capabilities of OIC, which offerings it is providing you, so that we should choose the OIC. It's a browser
Can I
based.
have a quick question?
Yeah, sure.
So this is what? How does the binary comes? Is it a jar based binary, or uh, how do I install this?
Okay, so this one you need not to install on your machine, as this is a cloud offering, right? First, you should have an instance of Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. There, it
Hmm.
allows you to create an instance of OIC. So you
Hmm.
just need to go to that browser-based OCI window. There you need to choose a create instance of OIC. Just click on that, and your OIC will be available for you.
Okay, got it. Yeah, so the follow-up is, as you said, there are multiple adapters, connectors available for this, right? So
Yes.
how does it stand in comparison with MuleSoft, Camel ESB, or Apache Kafka Connect?
Okay.
How is this different?
See, yeah, if you will talk about the MuleSoft, right? First of all, the cost-wise, MuleSoft is quite costly than OIC, which organization needs to do. Second thing, if you talk about the connectors, so this is moreover allows you to connect to different systems directly. Whereas MuleSoft is moreover designed on the development of REST APIs, where you have more and more REST things. You can go for MuleSoft. That is also an integration tool, but from cost-wise, OIC is quite cheaper. Also, from the maintenance perspective plus support perspective, OIC is better than MuleSoft.
Okay, then how about Apache Kafka Connect?
Apache Kafka Connect, I don't have much exposure in that, so there I
Okay,
cannot comment. But since I have used in MuleSoft, Oracle SOA, and OIC, so I can provide comparison there.
okay.
Yeah. Any other questions?
No, sounds good. Go ahead.
Okay, sure. So let's discuss about the OIC capabilities. Now, capabilities, these are the one of or some of the capabilities which OIC provided. I am listing here. So this is browser-based interface, like we just discussed, right? You need not to install anything on your machine. It's just the URL you will receive to connect to this tool, and where you need to go to any of the browser, just put that URL and connect it. So from that URL or from the browser-based URL itself, you can do all the integration or your process automation, or you can develop a web application. Okay, so this again gives you an advantage where you need not require a high configuration machine to design and develop it. It just with basic configuration machine or laptop is also capable of doing all kind of activities on the OIC. Now, as I said earlier, right, it gives you inbuilt adapters to connect to SaaS. SaaS stands for Software as a Service applications. Okay, so we all know, right, nowadays most of the products are moving their offerings as a SaaS, where they provides you again a browser-based URL which you connect to those applications. For example, Salesforce. Salesforce is completely cloud offering software as a service, which you can connect and do whatever CRM work you want to do it over there. Then similarly, you have Oracle ERP Cloud, SCM Cloud, Eloqua, CPQ, etc. So again, for this one, you need not to write up a code to connect to these systems. What you just need to do is you select their corresponding adapter. Provide, for example, if you want to connect to Salesforce, so you just choose the Salesforce adapter, provide the URL of Salesforce connection, your username and password. That's it. You are connected to Salesforce. Okay. Similarly, as I mentioned earlier, right, this also provides you hybrid integration capabilities, which allows you to connect your cloud applications to on-premise based integrations, or to on-premise based applications. So how it does it? So there is basically OIC is providing you a binary jar. What it does is you just need to install, you just need to run that jar on your on-premise server. Okay, and then that jar will connect your on-premise system to Oracle Cloud, so OIC. Okay, then whatever the applications are running on those on-premise system will be accessible by the OIC. So this is how it allows you the capability of connecting cloud to on-premise based systems. Then this we have talked about the SaaS and the different on-premise applications, but there are requirements where you want to connect to different systems like FTP databases. Okay, so it provides you a file-to-file transfer services as well. It allows you to fetch the data from file and insert into a DB. So whatever the database and FTP-based integration, you can do it here. With the increasing demand of REST, REST is representational state transfer architecture, which allows you to develop and design your services on the REST architecture. So with the OIC, it is quite easy to expose your integration as a REST, or you can call any REST-based integration or service from your OIC using the inbuilt adapter. Okay. Now, this also gives you the capability of connecting to different social networking sites like Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook. You can create your connection based on the pre-built adapters. So pre-built adapters are something where OIC has already built up some of the integrations or adapters. What you can do is from the marketplace, you can directly, if you have similar kind of integration, you just clone that integration and that is rightly available for to use. You need not to do any changes, and based on your requirement you can do the manipulation on the cloned integration. Okay, so these were the capabilities. Now we will talk about the OIC components. So far, any questions, Adapi? Okay, let's move.
I'm
So
good. Go ahead.
yeah. Okay, sure. OIC components. See, in this course, we are going to cover these components as part of OIC, which is integrations, process builder, visual builder. So integration, like I was talking more and more, right? This is one of the. So now OIC comes with a package. Okay. Now, previously, it was named as ICS, which was only giving you offering of integration. But now Oracle came up with a package where you have different tools available to do different types of requirement. So the three tools which are listed here is one is integration. We will talk more in details in further slides. So integration is something which helps you to integrate different systems to each other and based on your requirement. Process builder is nothing but this is so see, in any organization we have different processes we want to automate. So process builder is a tool to do that. Visual builder is again a PaaS offering which allows you to develop a real-time web applications or real-time web applications where this will give you a capability of connecting to different integrations, and there is a lot of things you can do in VBCS. We'll discuss more. Now let's talk one by one each component. So this is the integration, and now see nowadays integration have different patterns to follow. Okay, what patterns you can develop or design in integrations listed over here. App-driven orchestration. App-driven orchestration is something where you can either consume or whether you can expose your service or you can call data from any of the ERP systems. Okay, and orchestration means this is something an integration flow where you can invoke more and more services or you can fetch data from different ERPs based on your requirement. For example, in a loan application, right, we have, if you are providing a loan to some person, you first want to do its credit rating check, then you also want to do address verification of that person. Okay, if both things are done, then only you want to allow or you want to provide a loan to that person. So here, like, you want to do three tasks. This is called orchestration. Based on each service action, you want to perform something and then want to proceed. So that you can achieve using the app driven orchestration. Scheduled orchestration, this is one of the major pattern in organization which is followed. So for example, if you want to, in real-time systems, right, there are multiple invoices generated in whole day, and you want to process those invoices to different systems on a particular time, then you can go with this scheduled orchestration. This allows you to perform the to run the integration on a particular time. For this, you need not require a separate scheduler. OIC gives an inbuilt scheduler to do this task. File transfer is something, see, in organization also, like the FTP or the file servers are heavily used where you want to transfer your data from one FTP server to another FTP server. It could be your own organization servers or it could be client-based servers. So the file transfer integrations allow you to do that. Basic routing was used earlier. Now this is being deprecated. So this we will not cover because the latest version of Oracle has deprecated this one. So instead of this, we should use app-driven orchestration. Okay. Then publish to OIC and subscribe to OIC. These are the two patterns which is used to publish and subscribe to events. So for example, there is a particular event you want to send to multiple subscriber, then you can use publish to OIC feature. Now subscribe to OIC is something, say for example, in your ERP, there is, for example, in SCM, right? If there is a new hire or if you have created a new account in your ERP and you want to publish the same, you want to send the same information to different systems, then you can use subscribe to OIC type of integration, which will help you to subscribe to those events. Okay. Then next component comes as process builder. So process builder is something which allows you to automate your processes. Okay, so when you are in organization, there are different processes which you want to automate. For example, if you want to so if you are doing an PO integration, right, and your organization has set up a process where saying if the PO amount is less than $5,000, then they don't need and just process those data. But if it is more than $5,000 and less than $10,000, then what you need to do, you need one person approval for that to process that data. And if it is in between $10,000 to $15,000, then you may need you may need a two-level approvals to process that PO. Otherwise, reject the PO. So this is kind of process your organization has set up. So what you can do is you can automate these processes using the process builder. It is quite simple tool, just drag and drop facilities, and based on that, you can design your flow, how you want to automate your processes. Okay. Another example for automating the processes I can give you is in so in for example, your organization has set up a process for say on-site travel. Okay. What you can do is whenever, so as a person, so say I want to move to on-site, so I want to submit a form where I will say I want to move to so and so location from so and so date. So I will submit that form and then it will go for my manager's approval, then my HR team approval, and then based on that it will be decided. So this is a process which also we can automate using the process builder. The designing, developing of web forms is also provided by the process builder application itself. Okay, so that capability also you can directly use it with this application. So this is the second component which we have discussed. Now, if we move further, the third component is Visual Builder. This is another good offering from OIC. What it allows you is it provides you a pass offering of developing, designing a web application or mobile application. The advantage of these applications are these are quite so these are again these are all like device these are device based. So what happens is these are the responsive designs. So if you have developed a design one time or developed a application in any of the scheme, it changes its resolution based on the based on the device you are connecting to. The second thing, it allows you to connect to your existing integrations, OIC integrations as well. So, see, in real time, what we want to do is whenever you are developing an application, you want to show some data on the screen which is coming from that is the actual data, right? Or you want to submit an order or whatever thing you want to perform. So, if you have an integration for that, you can call that integration also in your Visual Builder application. So that allows you to directly connect to the integration services. Based on that, so for example, if I have a create order integration, okay, and I have already existing integration for that, what I will do is in my create order screen, I will call that, and based on the input and output of that integration, a business object will automatically generate it, which will give me a visual representation of that particular object to access the data or to map the data. So those are the offerings which is provided by the Visual Builder to develop, and this is quite a simple tool to design and develop screens. So with one offering, you have all three things available, right? And I think last you have also asked me like the difference for MuleSoft and OIC, right? MuleSoft is moreover for integration, whereas OIC allows you to automate your processes, as well as it allows you to develop and design a visual application, which does not provided by the MuleSoft. So that is also one of the comparison I forgot to mention on that time. Okay, so far, any other questions?
No, I'm good.
Okay, let me move further. Okay. Now, next comes is monitoring. So, see, any of the integration, always organizations wants to know, right, how my integrations are flowing. So they also want to know, like, what are the number of transactions we are processing through the integration. That is first thing. Then second comes is whichever integration you are running, right, how you will know how many number of transactions are successful, how many number of transactions got errored out. So OIC gives you a monitoring tab through which what you can do is based on the daily, hourly, or monthly basis, you can see the number of transactions processed through integrations. For each transaction, also you can see how many transactions were processed, how many number of integrations connectors you are using, number of messages are successful, failed, and those also you can see. And from the support perspective, that also gives you a tracking capability on the particular transaction basis. So say if any transaction is failed, what you can do is you can so while you are deploying your integration, you have a flexibility to provide identifier to uh, to identify that particular flow. For example, if you are doing a create order or something, right, so order ID will be your unique field to identify that order. So you can map that as a tracking ID, and whenever there is a transaction run, that flow always contains that tracking ID in that field, and then based on the tracking ID you can search your transaction onto the monitoring dashboard. So this is one of the and into that monitoring dashboard you have a capability of seeing the whole flow, how the data went through, and then you can check from there. So this is the one offering of monitoring dashboard from the support perspective, which makes support quite easy to do as you have a complete flow on the production. Okay. Now, now we will so this is all about the OIC. Now we will discuss what are the labs which we are going to cover as part of this training session. So this is the practice lab overview. So we have divided this in three parts. One is for integration, then process builder, then visual application. So from the integration perspective, these are the labs which we will cover in our session. The integration with Salesforce, how to import data from Oracle ERP based on the file-based data import format that is called FBDI. And this is for bulk import of data, which will help organizations to process their bulk data on the schedule or integration basis. Okay, then this the import data was inbound to ERP. Now the third one is fetch data from Oracle ERP Cloud using BI Publisher report. So this is the outbound from ERP. This basically is useful when you want to fetch the data from Oracle ERP. So that we will do based on the BI reports. So these two were for ERP. Now we will talk about the Oracle SCM. So for Oracle SCM, atom feed integration, we will see where if there is any changes on a particular object, for example, new hire, then how the data will automatically sends to your ERP based on to your integration based on the schedule integration. Once you have the data, you can publish the data to any of the systems or whatever you want to do. Similarly, the atom feed was an outbound from SCM, then the import data to Oracle SCM Cloud using HDL data import. This is again an example of inbound to SCM. This integration also we will see how to publish bulk data to SCM Cloud using the integration. Then we will see the how you can connect your system or your OIC to on-premise database based on the agents. File to file transfer based integration. So file to file transfer integration is again we will move our data from one FTP to another FT, and we will do the mapping part to change their formats or whatever the requirements. Then last one comes as REST APIs and SOAP web service based integrations. Okay, so here we will see how to invoke a SOAP based web service, how to expose your integration as SOAP, and similar thing for REST, how to invoke or trigger a REST based API. Then comes as process builder. So for process builder, I will show you a developing of process applications, web forms, approval process. So we'll take one example and we'll do these things. And then we will see creation of decision model. Decision model is one of very good, or you can say best capability of OIC in process builder, which will allow you to externalize your business logic into the decision model. So decision model is something, a drag and drop feature where you can decide based on the different patterns what needs to be done. For example, as I give you right for the PO, if the PO is less than $5,000 and greater than $10,000, what you want to do is you just a minute. Yeah, sorry for that. Uh, decision model I was talking about, right? So for example, in PO, you want to decide if your PO is less than $5,000, greater than $5,000, and less than $10,000, then you need level one approval. If you have $10,000 to $50,000, you need level two approval. So these are the business rules, right, which can be changed in future by your organization. Okay, now we want to change those rules. So we are not going to change our application again and again. Instead of that, we will change the decision model. So we'll externalize this business rule outside of our process builder application, and we'll call that decision model service from our application, so that the rules can change in design time or runtime. You can directly change that. We will also see how we will call the web services from process applications. So web service in the sense you can call your existing integration from process builder. You can call directly a REST or SOAP connector from the process builder to provide you a real-time process approval processes. Okay. Then we'll see Visual Builder. So in the Visual Builder, I will show you how to develop a web application. Okay. So when we say we will develop a web application, there we will see what are the different types of screens, patterns available, how to design and develop business objects. And then we will see how you can call OIC integration from the VBCS applications. So that will also provide you to send real-time data, or if you want to call any integrations, you can do through VBCS. For this one, we are done. I will just walk you through how OIC looks like, and I will also show you a quick demo how you can process bulk data uh, to Oracle ERP Cloud using the FBDI templates. Let me quickly go through that. So, okay, this is the OIC instance. Once you log in, it looks like this. Here, if you will click on the hamburger menu, you will have different options available. Okay, home. This is the integration, Visual Builder, and then processes, which we talked about. Okay. Now, if you will go to, these are the three which we are going to cover. Let's go to integrations. Okay, now in this one, if you will go to the integrations, this will give you the capability of integration. I will just walk you through one of the demo which I want to show. Here I have already imported one of my integration, which is called Oracle ERP bulk import. What this will do is it will move my data from one of the FTP server to Oracle ERP cloud to generate the invoices. Okay, so what I have done is, okay, in OIC, this is the FBDI template which I have taken from Oracle ERP Cloud. What it does is, it here you need to fill up your information, okay, for your header information, line information, and based on this generate CSV file, it will generate a file for you. So I already generated a zip file for this. Now I will connect to FTP system and publish this data to Oracle ERP. Let me quickly connect. Okay, this is my FTP server from where the data will be picked up. Now the data location is this input. Okay, I will put my zip file here. Okay, and I will schedule my integration. So let me go to this. Okay, it's 8:45. So this schedule will run at 8:50 my time. Say done. Okay, just so this was the scheduler which I was talking about. You have an inbuilt scheduler. You just need to schedule whatever time you want to do. So as of now, I'm just doing once, but you have a capability of doing this schedule every 10 minutes. Minimum time is every 10 minutes, hourly basis, daily basis, whatever you want to do. This integration will run in 4 minutes. Okay. By the time, let me just log into my ERP instance where the data will be pushed. Okay, this is my ERP instance. So let that integration run. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, Dadapi, please feel free to ask.
Yeah, so for the transformation, data transformation and all, right, I hope OIC could have provided the various data transformations too.
Yes, so you have XSLT and an OIC mapper, both are available for data transformations. So
Okay.
previously it was the OIC mapper, but now with the latest version, they have given you the XSLT as well for the data transformation. So that was the main requirement of any integration, right? So we have a quite
Mhm.
capability and inbuilt functions available. Like you will have a string functions, number functions, and different things available for those transformations.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good for now.
Okay, good. So I will just show you, I want to show you a real-time demo where you can see how this data is being processed. So I'm now generating two invoices in the system so that you can see how quickly this can process the data. Just wait for 2 more minutes.
So how is it from the scalability perspective?
Okay, so scalability, whether it is from the perspective of the servers you are saying,
Yeah, so let's say if
like,
I have a million records from some
mhm,
source, I want to transfer
mhm,
and sync it to somewhere else, right?
yes.
So how long would that take?
Yeah, see, so again, if you want to transfer those records, right? So first of all, those will be done in batches. Okay. For example, we have done this too for 10,000 records. Okay, and for 10,000 records, it took around 15 minutes. But
Okay,
you need to design your integration. So you first thing what you need to do is don't try to process all data in one shot. Generally, what people do
agree.
is just read all 10,000 records and start processing. So it will take all your heap and memory sizes, right? So instead
Right,
of that, OIC provide you capability of reading data in chunks. So
right.
what we can do is instead of 10,000, just start processing thousand records, and you can process those data parallelly or sequentially based on your requirement. So that is quite capable or quite possible, but again, that completely depends on the how you are designing your integration.
Got it.
Right. So one example also I can give you if you want to process such data, instead of doing all thing in one integration, right? Divide it in different sub processes. For example, you will have one main integration which will just read the data and send it to a child process, and the child process will process this data to your end systems. So that way, you are dividing the flow also, and your flow is also getting parallelly executed. So that will save your time as well. Okay, so this flow is over. Let me show you. You can go to tracking part. Okay, go to monitoring, integrations, tracking. Here you can see what happens to this flow. So this says succeeded. Once you will go to view, here you can see you have a complete flow what that integration has done. So it first read the data from FTP, okay, then it mapped the data, then it has imported the data to Oracle ERP, okay, and then it receives a message from Oracle ERP. It has moved your file from FTP input directory to archive directory and then completed the flow. So just go to the message what we have received. See, this has been successfully imported in ERP and you have received a record ID from there. Just go to Oracle ERP to see what happens to that instance. So we'll navigate to this. You go to more. This is Oracle ERP Cloud. Okay, go to schedule processes. Now we'll search for this. So here you can see the import load file for import is succeeded. Now we will see whether our invoice has been generated or not. For this was the account payable invoice. So we'll go to the payable module, go to invoices. Now let me show you what was the invoice number. So this was my invoice number. Okay. Just click on search, put the invoice number and search. So you can see your invoice was is generated. Okay. Yeah. So this is all about the demo from my side. If you have any queries or questions, just feel free to ask.
Yeah, I'm good for now.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Dadapi. I'm also
Yeah,
done from
thanks.
my side. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Uh,
Yeah, thanks.
sure. If any feedback, suggestion, just you can get in touch with Shiva.
Sure.
Sure. Okay.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you,
it was
Thank you.
great.
Thanks, Shiva.
thank you, sir.